Hello, this is Geraint with an update to my Blockade build. This update is for Imperial City, and as you will see, I have changed something on my skills and also on my champion point distribution to get better going in the new patch. Most of the changes are done with the thing in mind that there are two new dungeons, White Gold Tower and Imperial Prison. And for at least Wild Gold Tower you need a DPS spec now too to be competitive, at least in veteran mode. So this update will also show you what I'm currently using as a DPS set on my tank. And I can already say that it's working perfectly, and I also got some achievements that I can show later on. So let's get into details what I have done and what still stays the same. Just gonna show you real quick my gear. As you can see, I don't have any VR16 gear yet. I'm still going to farm for the Bloodspawn helmet, and also I haven't been lucky on the shoulders yet for VR16, but it's also showing that even I'm doing the new dungeons already in veteran mode and completing them, my build is still viable if you are going in with your old VR14 or even VR12 gear. So concerning the gear, like I said, for tanking, nothing really is changing. We are still staying with Bloodspawn, also Histbark. Again, my Histbark is split into heavy and light and one medium. In this case it's a Bloodspawn, to get the Undaunted 3-piece set bonus, so heavy, medium and light. Of course you can change that around. Also footman set still. I'm using the 3 jewelry and 2 of the armor, as well as 2 Histbark to complete the Histbark set. Again, as you can see, it's still the old one. Yes, I know I could do a 15 already for shield and weapon, and also for armor, of course. But to be honest, I'm waiting for to get to VR16, the materials for VR16. And as you probably know, they're very expensive to craft, not price-wise, but material-wise. So I'm not sure if I don't even wait for Osinium to do that, as I saw that everything is still viable. While we are at that, I'm gonna also show you the gear that I'm using for veteran White Gold Tower for the planar inhibitor, the Flame Atronach boss. I have a new, or I made a DPS setup. It's pretty simple, really. If you have done trials in Sanctum Ophidia hard mode, or you have beaten the Serpent, you will be familiar with the set here. It's the Vicious Ophidian set. I use it because of the 3-piece bonus and of course of the 5-piece bonus. So I have 5 set items here. With the Vicious Ophidian, I have the helmet, I have the shoulders, I have the chest, I have the feet, and I think I have, yeah, the legs. So this is my 5-piece DPS set. I'm also using JF Kingslayer 2-piece, the gauntlets and the necklace. And I'm also using 2 rings of the Two-Fanged Snake that's also available from the trials to get me some weapon damage. And for weapons, I have Ashen Grip, 2 daggers, precise, with increased weapon damage enchantments on both, and also a medium Ashen Grip belt to get the 3-piece weapon damage. Altogether, that puts me to roughly 2.4 weapon damage. Why it's not 2.4? Because I haven't changed to my DPS skills or my DPS skill line, attribute line here. So this is basically only for the Plania Inhibitor boss encounter. I have Evil Hunter to get me some higher damage, and also against Edra, and also a chance to get stamina back. I have Burning Embers, that's my Magicka attack. I have Flames of Oblivion, so I've activated it. Puts me to that 2400, like I mentioned before. And I have Flying Blade, which is my portal killer ability, and Coagulating Blood. I will get to that a little bit later, why I have that and not Green Dragon Blood. And for my ultimate I have Flawless Stormbreaker, also good against Stedra, and it gives me more weapon damage. Okay, so we talked about Coagulating Blood, so I'm just gonna switch over to my tanking spec again. There we go. Why do I have Coagulating Blood? There were some changes to stamina regeneration, which basically means the changes is the nerf. As long as you hold block, you won't regenerate any stamina. And as you probably know by now, the Blockade is a block-only spec. So I was a bit worried when I heard that, if it's still viable or not, but it is. So why did I change it to Coagulating Blood? The thing is, when you compare it to Green Dragon Blood, you see that the Green Dragon Blood difference to Coagulating Blood is that you also get Major Endurance. So that's the stamina recovery that you also get for 23 seconds. And you don't get that with Coagulating Blood, instead you get healing received 8%. So you are better healed. And as you know, I don't regenerate stamina when I'm blocking, and I'm blocking all the time when I'm fighting mobs, so it would be irrelevant if it's basically a buff that doesn't do anything. But as you can see here, when you are checking out the pods, so I have here, yeah, I have here, we are rank 10 pods. I could make the 15 ones for Imperial City, but just to show you, when you have the 3 pot potions, you can see for the stamina part, the last part, that it also grants Major Endurance. Also stamina recovery for 20%, but now for 44 and a little bit seconds. So it basically does the same like the Green Dragon's Blood, but it lasts longer. And it also helps me when I'm now in DPS mode. So I just use a potion, and I basically have my buff that I have before, because I'm also getting the Major Fortitude for health recovery. That's also from the buff, like you see here. So basically it's the same. I get Major Fortitude and Minor Vitality. And the bonus here is though that I now get healed for 8% more. And of course it also gives you the 33% of the missing health. That's also for Green Dragon's Blood, but here is the advantage is that I'm getting better healed. That also counts for heals that you initiate. So if you are, let's go back into my tanking spec, which is not correct, I think it's, let me quickly, yeah, it's this one, and I'm currently using Magma Shell in a second. So you could use Igneous shield buff to get even more healing received, and then use Coagulating Blood. I know if you are low on Magicka, you won't switch to the other part, and then you still use that, but just so you know, that's a good thing to do. You probably know that already, to put the shield up and then get more healing from the Coagulating Blood. So that's why I'm using Coagulating Blood. I'm also staying with defensive stance. I know there are people changing to absorb to get some health back, but to be honest, I'm still good with defensive stance, but it's really up to you if you want to switch that out to the absorb one. The rest still stays the same, like in the original build, at least skill-wise. So there's nothing really changing, but again, be aware that now coagulating blood is the thing to go. Let's have a quick look also at my changed champion points. There are some changes. At the time of this video, I have exactly 300 points, so it's a bit easier for me to show you guys what I have spec'd in. So let's start with the warrior side of things. Here I have 70 into block expertise and 10 into spell shield. I have changed a little bit, I think, from my original build. I have 5 in Hardy, 5 in Elemental Defender, just to get the spell absorption thing. If you don't need that thing, then you can of course remove the 10 points here and put it into block expertise to get closer to 100. But I'm feeling really good with that spell absorption passive. I've also changed here something, and I've put in 10 points into heavy armor focus to get even more physical armor, because with the update to VR 16, the physical resistance hard cap is now a bit higher. I think it's at around 33,000. And when you are using the Bloodspawn set and hardened armor and everything procs, then you will be over 33k. So with my setup, so it's still fine. You can of course, if you think you don't need it, you can like before, you could remove them and put them like also here. That would put you to 90. And if you think a spell resist is good enough, okay, put everything into block to have the 100 already, and then you can start to distribute again. But I'm pretty okay with using that. And it also activates Field Physician, which gives me 50% or which reduces damage received by resurrecting another player 15%, which I do from time to time when I'm doing groups for 4-man dungeons. There has been a little change also here at the tower in the Thief constellation. I'm basically using now a 3-to-1, I think it is. So I'm putting in like if I would have 48 now, I would have 24 here, so it's 2-to-1. It really helps to also use that for magic cost spells, because as far as I know, before I had like more into only Warlord, but it really is good as I'm using more as it uses less magicka. So I'm keeping it that way till I reach 100, and if I reach 100 it will be 50, and then I decide if I go further, but it's still a long way to go. So let's move over here. That's maybe something that I changed because of, like I mentioned before, the stamina thing when blocking. I completely removed the stamina recovery and I put everything into magicka recovery to activate the 30-point passive synergizer again. I think before I had 15, and now I just removed the 15 here and put it to the put the 15 here to get the magicka recovery, which is still recovering if you're blocking. So still nothing here in the shadow. Also a major change here in the mage constellation. I have nothing in the apprentice like before, but I also have nothing anymore here in the Atronach. Before I had blade expert and heavy weapon expert. This has changed now, and I've put everything into mighty. As you can see, I have 100 points into mighty, which means I'm good with that tree now. Yes, I could put in 20 more points into last stand to get more ultimate when I'm below 20% health, but I rarely fall down below 20%. it's a thing to think about. But what I'm going to do is from now on I will put things here into blast. Why? Because it gives you more healing that you cast. So basically every time you're using your coagulating blood, you will heal more of that coagulated blood, and the less health you have, the more you're healing up. So it's a win-win situation, and I've put in 100 into Mighty here because of the necessary DPS spec for Veteran White Gold Tower. That's all the thinking behind that, to get more DPS out of it when I'm on portal duty and have to destroy the portals. I was using my Blockade build only in Veteran Wild Gold Tower, and it was not possible to destroy the portals in time when I was on portal duty. There was no chance that I could destroy the portals in time before Messes of Daedra came out, so that's a major change. I know that, but so far it's only, the change is only for one dungeon. But yeah, that boss in Wild Gold Tower is not tankable, as long as so it's only tankable by the person that is activating the pylon. That so yeah, a necessary evil, so to say. And that's basically it for the champion points. I'm gonna show you a little bit of my achievements so that you see that the build is working. I haven't finished Imperial City Prison Dungeon at the time of this video because I focused everything on Wild Gold Tower to get the build working with the Flame Atronach boss. So as you can see here, I have Out of the Frying Pan, so I have done that boss. That's also. I have also Eye of the Storm. I have defeated Molokina in veteran mode, and I also did Entry Denied. Entry Denied is that you destroy all portals at that mentioned boss fight in White Gold Tower without any Daedra coming out. And I was on portal duty 2 times, one time at the start and one time at the end when the massive portal spawned. So yeah. Okay, took me again longer than I thought. What I also wanted to quickly mention is concerning the gear for DPS. I just quickly put it together, to be honest, because I had those things lying around and I didn't use it, so I thought, yeah, whatever. If you don't have that kind of gear because you're fresh starting and you didn't do any trials and stuff, an alternative would be to use 5-piece of Hunting's Rage set. You can make them heavy, it's no problem, but I would use medium one, like a normal medium armor DPS. And also I would suggest, if you can find them, either in Imperial City or in the new group dungeons or in the normal dungeons when they drop it. There's also sets dropping that can give you a 3-piece jewelry and weapon set that can give you weapon damage with 3-piece set. So it's also worth to think about using that. I'm actually thinking of using that when I find it, because I haven't found it yet. So that would be that I am using that, and I would remove the JF Kingslayer and instead put in the new either 3-piece jewelry set, or get not the jewelry but 2 weapons, like 2 daggers, or 1 dagger, 1 sword, or any one hand actually will do with that special set. So you would have 2 and then one ring or one necklace, and then you can still run with the 2-fanged snake set, either with a necklace and a ring, or 2 rings, whatever you get. So you would still have that bonus from the weapon damage, and you would have a little bit more weapon damage because you would have the Hunting's Rage set. Yes, you would lose the 8% of stamina cost reduction because you don't have the set, obviously, but yeah, I would go for crafted Hunting's Rage. And if you don't find any of those items that I mentioned, you could also craft Ashen Grip. So you could run with 5 Hunting's Rage and 3 Ashen Grip, or even 4 Ashen Grip if you don't have J of Kingslayer. That would also give you a weapon critical, and you could still run with the rings. Yeah, that's basically it. Again, the build is still working with a little changes to the skills and also to the champion points. And if you want to learn more about the Blockade build for Dragon Knights, please watch the original video and get all the info you need for the basic setup. And this is basically only the update for Imperial City. So if there are any patches coming with Orsinium or any other patches that will maybe affect the build, I will of course make another update. Sorry that it's been so late, but I was building a new PC and not everything was working, but now everything is working, and here is the build update. So thanks for watching, and leave some comments positively or negatively. Any critique is good and helps me make a better build. So thanks for watching again, and bye bye.